y'all. Good community work where we do the work. I'm always kind of jamming to the little, you know what I'm saying? Work, work, because we do the work over here. So, welcome everyone. I appreciate those that are tuning in. Thank you so much for sharing space with us. In total gratitude. Please like and subscribe. Share with a friend. Subscribe. We here at Community Work, we just want to inspire others to do the work. We want to support um, people who are doing the work, right? Who own businesses and give back to the community. That's like the key, the major key for me. Like someone who's in business, who's a local business owner, but also has the time, the compassion, and the love to give back. So tonight we're going to be speaking to Miss Lisha. She is the owner of Divine Rootz. And I'm really excited to have her on because as a cosmetologist, she's a bit popular in my opinion because she's always like on Facebook, showing her hairstyles. But the best part about it is like she actually invites community. She's like, yeah, I need someone that I can practice, this style on, or I need someone that I can, try this on. So it's just really inspiring to see a business owner, right, who includes community in her process. So I don't see that often. So she actually caught my attention. Again, I also do notionally, but I'm just really passionate about people in the community who are doing things for themselves and others. So without further ado, I would love to bring to the forefront Miss Lisha, lady of Divine Rootz. I appreciate you, sister, for being on. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good and you. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you, definitely. Anytime, Sue, anytime. You get back to the community so you can come on here. You know what I mean? That's why I reached out
Thank
to
you.
you. So
Thank you.
talk to the people, let them know, who you are, what you do. You know what I'm saying? This is a quick intro as we get into the conversation.
Okay, so hey everybody, I'm Salisha, better known as Lisha, and I am a licensed cosmetologist, licensed barber, and a certified master loctician here in Hollywood, Florida.
Yes.
Um, so yes, gotta put Hollywood on the map, right?
Yeah, because I'm like, wait a minute,
Um,
master loctician? We got to get into that too. I didn't
yeah,
know that existed. I may be a little bit off touch, but I know what it is, but I didn't know there was like a
I
actual,
think,
title for that. So pretty cool. Okay.
yeah. Yes. And I have a salon suite in Hollywood. I pretty much do, as you can tell, everything.
Your sis breaking up a little bit.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Alicia, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry about that.
Okay, cool. You good. Go ahead.
So I pretty much do everything, and I was also a cosmetology instructor. Right now, about to start doing my own classes.
Oh, congratulations. That's dope. So you're
Thank
actually
you.
training people right under you.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's how we kind of keep the next generations, you know what I'm saying, where we actually teach the trades of our hands. So I appreciate you for that. Question, what motivated you to come into this line of work?
Well, when I was three, my mom, well, my cousin, she bought me a life-size doll, and every day with a lot of hair, and every day my mom would always say, um, "Go do something different on your doll," because at that time, we're living in Dominica and the islands, and my mom was a seamstress. So for those of you who don't know what a seamstress is, they make clothes. So she was a seamstress. She had a room in the back of the house, and she would always tell me, go do something different on your doll. You did it in a ponytail today, give it two ponytails. Give it, go get creative, give it another style. So I would do that. And then when I was like 9, my mom's hair was relaxed. So I used to end up giving her relaxers sometimes.
Okay,
And
okay.
that evolved in me doing my own hair for school sometimes when I was in like middle school, high school. And then when I was like 13, 14, I was doing my friend's hair. And then that turned into my friend's mom's hair, and it just kept going. Um, but
Wow.
like okay, I gotta give you this backstory since we're on the topic, right? Because
Of
this will
course.
motivate somebody. So when I was 17, that's when I graduated high school. My parents from the islands, old school mentality, they were like, "What do you want to be when what do you want to do after high school?" I said, "I want to be a cosmetologist. I want to do celebrities here, like Beyonce," and I started naming people. And they were like, "You're so smart, and you want to go do hair? Like, why not be a doctor, a lawyer?" Something along that source. And I was like, no, I really want to do hair. I don't see myself doing anything else. So the deal was I would go to school for my associate's degree. And once I
Mm-hmm.
get my associate's degree, if I still wanted to do hair, then I could go back to cosmetology school. Fast forward, it took me 7 years to get my associate's degree.
How long?
7 years
Seven
to get my
years.
associate's degree.
Wow.
7 years.
Okay.
And then cosmetology program at the time, it was a year, but I finished that in 10 months.
Right. It's all about your passion and what you actually want to
Right,
do, right?
right.
And what did
Yep.
your family say though, since they were like so vested in you getting your associate's degree?
Oh my gosh.
They were mad.
You know, they were big mad.
They were big mad. I
Yeah,
bet.
they were big mad.
Let me
They were
ask
like,
you though,
why is it? Mm-hmm.
are they still big mad?
Nope.
I, of course not.
Nope.
You got your own business, you giving back to the community, you getting it in.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep. Yep.
how was that
Yep.
transition with the family? Because I know like family members when they have their heart set on something, like their children doing something, you know what I mean? And you kind of how was all that? How did all that come about?
Well, when I was in school, my mom, like, I could show her my work, and she'd be like, okay, that's nice, but you could have done this to make this better. Like, she would always give me compliments and advice, and I would take her
Okay.
advice. My dad, he would always be like, I don't want to see that. Like, you should be doing something better with your life. Like, I know you're too smart. You got all A's and B's in high school, like all through. Come on, get that out of our face. That type of thing. But then, um,
Wow.
when COVID came, when COVID hit, when the pandemic hit, remember the
Mm-hmm.
shutdown? So,
Yes.
at that time, remember we were all scared, don't know what's going on and everything. Nobody wants to be out because we're scared. And my dad, I told him, I said, Daddy, if I was a doctor, I wouldn't be home right now, right? So that sunk in with him. And then it seemed like after that, he started understanding, this is really my passion and this is what I'm going to do. And now he's okay with it. Now he lets me cut his hair. He didn't let me do that back then.
Oh wow.
But yeah,
Okay. So finally, it took the pandemic to get some of our some people, to their senses. So I'm really glad that that kind of worked out, and he actually realized, passion. Because I think that, I'm a parent, and I know that like our old school parents are big on like what they feel you should do based on, what either makes more money or what brings of stature, or what they may feel is going to secure secure our future. But I have to do this, and I have gifts and talents. I'm smart, and I can use my hands. So I'm just kind
Right.
of glad that that worked out. And your parents are like, heck yeah. Because I mean, Lisha, you a little popular. You feel me? A little bit. You got it
You
going
think
on out here
so?
in these Broward County streets.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do. I
Thank
love your
you.
humbleness too. So I
Thank you.
definitely enjoy the story, the backstory, right? Like that's pretty cool. Motivation, like believe in your passion, and you did both, right? You went to get your associate's degree, so you were trying to please your parents, but you also went
Yeah, I
and
did it for
kind of
them.
went hard on your passion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
So
that's my advice too.
go
Go with your
ahead.
passion.
Tell the people. Tell the people.
Go with your passion. Because at
And
the
don't
end of the
stop.
day, as long as you're passionate about something, work doesn't feel like work.
That's what they say. Like, you won't work a day in your life when you do what you love and what you're passionate about. I definitely have to agree with that. So,
Mhm.
talk to us about like what's going on now. What type of styles do you do, or what's more popular? Give us a little bit of like the day in the life of Lisha. I know we spoke about possible expansion. Like, talk to us a little bit about what that looks like and the
Okay.
hard work and
So,
dedication that it needs.
right. So, a little backstory with that too. Um, what was it? Maybe 2 years ago, I was in the smallest suite in the building.
Okay.
Then we moved two doors down to a bigger suite. On 4th of July, we broke the wall, and now we have two suites in the size of one, like in the space of one. So two
Okay.
doors, but no wall in between. So we expanded our suite. Um,
Beautiful.
yes, right now it's me and a partner, and we have a suite available. But I also do classes, so I'm gonna use the space while it's available to do some classes, and I just want to make sure that we're able to grow because, especially in the beauty industry, especially with hair, I find that um, we have a lot of room for growth, right? We have a lot of room for growth when it comes to customer service, um, and our work ethics, and the things that we do. So I want to make sure that I'm able to dedicate enough time to teach. So that's one. As far as the dedication, you have to be dedicated to even have a salon suite. Rent is due, like, unlike many places, instead of a monthly rent in a suite, we have weekly rent. So you
Weekly.
have to weekly rent, and the weekly rent ain't cheap, right? So we have to get up and work. Like, even if we're not working in the suite, we are working online on social media, but we are constantly working because otherwise we wouldn't be able to expand. Um, some of the services that I offer, ooh, I do lock reattachments, instant locks, keratin treatments, silk presses, braids, pretty much everything except relaxers and wigs at the moment. Relaxers, wigs, and perms at the moment, and rope twists. But everything else, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm,
Congratulations on the expansion. That's always a good thing. One thing I'll
mhm.
say, you mentioned a little bit ago, was the room for growth, right? And customer service. So I really don't go to get my hair done too much. I'm just kind of like the one wash and go and kind of do this and keep it moving, or I wear like my hats and stuff like that. But I remember not too long ago, probably a couple of years, maybe it may have been during the pandemic, where I'm like, oh, let me just kind of go get like a wash and, just have someone like massage my hair or whatever. And she was recommended by someone that I know. And it kind of blew my mind because I guess hairstyles right now are extremely expensive, like, meaning like, in the hundreds or a couple of hundreds. And I felt that since my service was probably like, I don't know, maybe like 60 or maybe 70 bucks. I think that's considered low in the hairstyle industry now. Like the way she treated me was like, oh my God, let's just like hurry. We're not really making us money. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I felt when I left there. And when you brought up the customer service part, that really, like, that was when you said customer service, that's the first thing that came to my mind, because I remember my mom was a hairstylist, my mom was a cosmetologist. And my mom, I'm talking about, she would take her time and nurture and care for people, for the hair that she laid hands on. You know what I mean? And she was just very loving and very attentive and very, like, people just loved her. You know what I mean? And came constantly over and over again. So that's something that I look for in any business. You know what I mean? Customer service, customer care, the level of care, the passion that people have for what they do. And although I haven't gone to you, because I mean we've talked about it, you're like, oh, let's do some locks, and I'm like, oh, I don't really know, right? I've kind of been, because I'm not really sure what I want to do with my hair or how I want to style it. One thing that I notice about you is that you really take your time and you educate. Like you be online, like really just like, you know what I'm saying, showing what you do and putting the parts. I remember one time you had, I think, maintain on, and you were like doing some stuff, or you actually educate, like your love for hair shows through the screen. Like it really does. And I'm like, you know what I mean? So I just want to commend you because your love for hair shows through the screen, like in real life. Like you're not like advertising, like, oh, come to me, or whatever. It's more like, look, this is what I do. Let me, show y'all, who would like to, and I'm like, that's what really, like, I mean, that's why I follow you a lot of times too, because I just feel that your passion and your love for hair like just comes out through the screen. And I'm like, I just want to talk to her and interview her, and so everybody else can see her too, because it's it's rare. You know what I mean? It's rare. So I just wanna let you know that I see the love and the passion that you have, and I appreciate that, because now what you're doing is you're providing that care and that love in whatever way that is, but that's actually doing work in the community. You see what I'm saying? Like the soft touches, the way you treat, that's nurturing and that's love, and that's what we need in our communities. So I just needed to say that, and I just want to thank you for what you do and how you do it. Anybody can become a cosmetologist, but when you show the love and the people are like, oh yeah, go to her. You got the men coming to you for their locks and for whatever treatments they need. I just be like, okay, like she's super dope. So I just wanted you to know that. So
Thank you. Thank you. And it's a true, like, okay, in some businesses, not just here, um, but in businesses, like you can tell when you have a dollar sign over your forehead, right? You get what I'm saying? You
mm-hmm.
can feel when there's just a dollar sign over your forehead, and that's all people are looking at.
And that's how I
With me, what I know,
felt.
and I can understand that. I know exactly what you mean. And we need to understand that, okay, if we do things, out of passion, out of love, out of trying to bring somebody else up, because we all know that when you look good, you feel good. So if we do things out of that aspect as far as our business, the dollar's gonna come. So that's why, like, I'm not honestly, I'm not focused on the dollars because I know it's gonna come. You know, I'm getting clients all the time telling me, "Oh, your hair is magical. Like my hair is growing and stuff like that." You think if I had just a dollar sign over my head, their hair would be growing?
Right. That's what people don't be understanding. Like, you got to put in the love. When you put in the work, you got to put love with it. Like, but it has to come from within. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I've seen like you post stuff like I'm booked for I don't know how long, your next thing. So I'm like, when you do it with love, oh, in the words of my mother, when you do it with love, it will flourish. Like it flourishes.
Yeah.
It's very synonymous to like when we're doing the work in the community. Like when you put the love and the detail and the attention, all the people, show up. I have supporters. You're actually, you've supported our events and stuff that we do in the community. And it's basically because people see that we actually do the stuff with love and it's not like sloppy, it's not like, oh, okay, it's really detailed. There's a lot of love put into it. There's a lot of thought
Right.
put into the events and just being part of community and allowing community to be who they are. So love for me is like key when it comes to serving. And I always have to speak on that because I've been out here long enough to know that there's just some people out here that is not about that. They're just about whatever their hidden intentions or agendas are. So, um, your dedication and commitment shows. You know what I'm saying? Like it really does. The way people respond to you shows. When you're very transparent and you share your stories of your challenges and things that you're going, so you're showing people like this is not easy. We all have to work really hard. So that's the reason why like you inspire me in many ways because like you be like, oh no, today no, it's just not a good day, or something of that nature where you're like, and I'm just like, damn, like other people feel the same way I do. It's not always like
Yeah.
pretty and hunky dory and all the time, whatever the case may be. It's like, nah, bitch, like today I'm having a rough day, or it's just, and you share that like you're actually human. And I just really enjoy your journey, and I'm really proud that you're like expanding. So, talk to us about like your vision. If you have something, what your vision is, or your actual dream. You know what I'm saying? And then let us know your social media handles and any words that you feel that people need to know when owning a business.
Okay. And thank you for the kind words that you just said. Well,
You're welcome.
when it comes to my vision, I do see myself, owning a salon one day, maybe two, maybe three, maybe in different states and cities. I'm actually tapping into getting licensed in other states.
Oh wow! Congratulations. Let's talk about and you on YouTube. About to let the whole world know what you're doing.
I know, right?
Yo, I'm going to other states, but
So I'm thinking
I
about
love
that
it.
because I learned that it's better to have multiple licenses, especially when you're thinking
Okay.
about opening up salons in other states. That way you're able to license, be licensed and work there. So that's one of my visions. Another one of my visions, so I'm not gonna say my age without I'm gonna say my age without saying it. So I'm almost 30. I'll be 30 soon.
Girl,
And
you a baby. Stop playing. You a baby. Girl, I'll be saying my age every once in a while, but you a baby.
and to be honest, I plan on retiring maybe when I'm like 40, 45, because I know that doing hair like in this industry, my feet already hurt. I've been in car accidents. My back
Wow.
hurts. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that I'm not gonna be able to do that for too long. So what I really want to do, what I'm passionate about as well, is teaching. Because there was one situation where I remember there was a group that I was in, and I asked somebody who did hair as well a question about a style, and I just asked them, how do you do the ends to where it doesn't, be a mess? Because I was struggling with that at the time. They responded with, I don't share my secrets, right?
Oh gosh.
Now, I asked that question with intentions of telling her something I knew that I know for a fact she didn't know by one of her, by reading one of her comments in the past. And because she
Mm-hmm.
said that, I was like, okay, well, it's secrets now. So let me not, let me hold my mouth. But my thing is, at the end of the day, people are evolving, right? So if they don't find out now, they're gonna find out in the future eventually. People are gonna know, right? I want to make it a way that, I'm able to teach what I know. That way the next person coming up in the industry, they don't have to go through all what I went through. They'll already know everything that I know and then plus more. Because isn't that the goal, like at the end of the day, for the beauty industry to keep elevating?
Exactly. And I commend you for that because we like to hold information. We don't like to share information. Like I keep telling people that the universe provides in abundance, right? Like in
Exactly.
clear abundance. When you plant a seed, like you get so many tomatoes to the point where you can't handle them. So many cucumbers. I always relate growing food to us sharing information because let's just say right now, how many people can actually handle like 500 clients? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
you know, so it's mind boggling to me. Like, oh, I got secrets. No, I ain't finna share this, or no, I'm not. What? Like, what about the next generation? Don't you want to leave like that legacy and then have like,
Exactly.
I learned it from Miss Lisha. I learned it from Divine Roots. I learned
Exactly.
it from. I just don't be understanding like the
The
such
concept.
tunnel vision, such small
Bringing them
mindsets.
back
It drives me
down.
insane.
Hmm.
So
Agreed,
thank you for
100%.
sharing
And and
information because that is what
and
we
I always
need.
say, indeed, and I always say, okay, I'm one person, right? I can't service the whole of Hollywood, much less for the whole of Broward, much less for the whole of Florida. So why not teach others to do it?
Teach others to do it so they can become sustainable, so they can take care of their families and their children, right? Like it's a whole ripple effect. And that's what we need to be
Exactly.
practicing as a community is sharing the information, right? Teaching others because now you're part of the process of being a contributor to another family and their children. You see what I'm saying? Like that's an amazing thing to be part of. The progression and the advancement of our future generations. So I'm really glad you brought that up, and I'm glad that I like to have like-minded people up here because it's time to start really like thinking forward and sharing the information. You know how many elders are passing away and not providing any
Exactly.
information? Some of us don't know our history. We don't know where we come from. We have no idea how to get things done. It's crazy.
That's so true. That is so true. And I can say this, Mona, when it comes to me, right? Remember I said master loctician? If somebody hadn't taught me, it's not like I went to school to be a loctician because right now they don't even really teach that. Um, let me not go there. But if the person who taught me, or the people, should I say, who taught me when it comes to locks, if they didn't teach me everything that I know now, you know how many people's lives have changed when it comes to their crown? I couldn't do that. Somebody has to be teaching, like somebody has to keep the knowledge going. We can't hold that to ourselves. Knowledge isn't for us to keep.
Right, right, Right. It is really not. And I commend you. And it's a skill, it's a trade. You feel me? For those young brothers and sisters that don't want to go to school, don't want to do the college thing, like we gotta start. Like you were 3 years old. You feel me? Then you were what, nine. Except like we need to be all these skills and these trades. This is what we need to be teaching at a very young age. So then
Yeah,
our children can be able to provide for themselves, or if they're living with their families, a little money on the side, like learning how to use your hands. It's survival at this point.
it
I
is.
understand people having college degrees. I have one. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, yeah. I mean, that did but so much, right? Okay, your brain, you have smarts, but there's also skills. And for some reason, sometimes people look down on skills. But the pandemic taught us who the essential workers was. You feel me? And I'm sure that a lot of people who were doing hair, who were doing nails, who were doing pedicures, you feel me, makeup and all, they was getting major paid. Major paid. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that we need to start shifting a little bit of the narrative of like college, when a lot of people don't care for school. They have all these gifts, they have all this stuff inside of them that they want to put out. They want to be creative, they want to be artists, they want to be this, master locticians, they want to do this. Like, let's allow our children to be truly who they are. You know what I'm saying? Without putting all this pressure. I do want to give a shout out to your parents, um, for kind of planting those seeds. You know what I mean? Like your mom planted
Yeah.
those seeds at 3 years old, right? And like, okay, well, try this and do this. So shout out to your parents, whether they agreed or didn't agree, but I think there was still a support system there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? For your dreams. So definitely shout out to your parents. I'm grateful for them to just planting those seeds. And then also I'm just grateful for you for like listening to who you are and your passion, because now there's gonna be like a whole bunch of little Lishas running around, you know what I'm saying? And a whole bunch of young brothers that may want to do it. Like, and for me, that's important because we're not sharing the information. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just want to thank you for that as well. Like, you know what I mean? I want to thank you for sharing information, really just teaching others, understanding abundance. You know what I mean? So I just appreciate you for that. Like, I really do. We need more people like yourself out here in the business realm. Because there's business owners that ain't even teaching their employees nothing, like just work. You know what I mean? Instead of like teaching the process of building and creating your own. It's just like, no, you finna work for me, you're gonna make me rich, and I ain't gonna teach you shit. It's crazy.
That's true. And I always say that life teaches us how to go to school, because or even be employees. Because think about this, right? We go to school for like 12 years, thereabout, 8 hours a day, with a what, 30 or an hour lunch break.
Mm-hmm.
So it teaches us how to be employees. So we really have to go with passion, look into our skills as well, see what we're good at, what we like doing, and just explore that. And also, when it comes to my parents, they were definitely supportive, because when it comes
Yeah.
to, like, when it came down to me getting my suite, I couldn't have done that without my parents, right? I could not. And you also said to share my socials, on Instagram. I'm Lisha Laydit, LishaLaydit. That's it right there. And then on
Yes.
Facebook, it's Divine Roots 954, DIVINEROOTZ 954. Um, so that's my socials. And I'm also on
954
TikTok.
Broward County, Broward
In the
County.
building, in the
You feel me?
building. Gotta put us
You
on
know,
the map.
I'm always shouting out the 305 and the 954 Miami Dade and Broward County. That's what it is. Um,
Yeah.
Lisha, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being who you are. Thank you so much for having passion for what you do. You are impactful within the work that you're doing. And for me, the most delicate thing is how you actually, the head, right? People's head is very sacred, it's the crown. And like, it's very important to me, whoever's touching my head, to have a lot of love, because there's a transference of energy. Um, so I'm just grateful for you. I'm grateful that you're touching a lot of people's heads, because there's a lot of love there. So I just want to thank you for that. Um, Please go check out Lisha on Facebook, Divine Roots 954, and that's Roots with a Z. And on Instagram, Lisha laid it, which I love that. Like, Lisha laid it, like you laid it out, girl. I love it. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming on Community Work. Today is the last day of National Black Business Month. Definitely excited to have Lisha, with all the love that she gives on people's hair, on the show this evening. Anything else you want to say? I hear your doggy in the background, like, miss you, mom.
Yeah. But I did want to add one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
I forgot to add that I'm also starting a product line, right? So
Really?
as of right now, yes, I have some out in stores right now too.
What?
Okay. Yeah. So I have Divine Roots Edge Control. I'm rebranding in the process. So when you see the name changes on the product from Divine Roots to Lisha Lated, you know it's me. But
Okay.
I have an edge control balm. It so far the longest it tells somebody's edges down is 4 days, and that's with them just tying it down every night. It does have vitamins D and biotin in it, so it does help strengthen the edges and helps stimulate follicle growth.
Okay.
As well as I have an oil, the bomb, the bomb. It's called
All
Refresh.
right.
So it's the Leisha
I'm gonna
Later
have to get
Refresher
that
Oil.
oil. I'm gonna need that oil. We gonna need
Yes.
that. We gonna need that oil, girl. I'm gonna have to do something with the oil, with the hair. Where can they find the
Yes.
product line? Is it actually out?
Yes. And I also have a rose water. So right now I have them at the Beauty Plug in Tamarack. It's a Black woman owned beauty supply store in Tamarack. Then I also have it at Z Discount Beauty Supply Store. That one's in Sunrise. Again, that's Z Discount Beauty Supply Store. That one's Black owned too. I also have it at Zion Beauty Supply Store. That one is pretty much in Hollywood, right across the street from where my suite is. Amazing owner. And then I also have them on my website, which is www.divineroots954.com. And they're available at my suite in Hollywood.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so then your website is pretty much Divine Roots 954, but the www.divineroots 954. So they can find your products there.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then you have your products at 4 locations.
At 3. Well, 4, my suite as well. Yeah. 3
Yeah.
beauty supply
Wow.
stores at my suite.
Congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is amazing. Like, yeah. And you're not even 30 yet.
Nope.
You about to get it in, girl. You about to listen. So listen, when you up there with them, them big time people, just be like, oh yeah, I was at community work for a little bit over there. Yeah, Mona Lisa, yeah. Hey, I'll be like, hey sis, you over there with the big
I
time.
got you.
You feel me? Like,
I'll
wow,
let I'll let I'll
truly
let
amazing.
Lil Wayne and all them know.
Let them know, come support the work that we're doing on the ground for people. You know what I mean? That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Yo, like, real talk, like, you put in the work and you get these type of results. So your products are in 4 locations. You expand it on your suite. You sell it on your website. And that's what it is. We appreciate you, Lisha. Please continue doing what you're doing. Um, Definitely we'll have you back on, because we're part of the community, and we're even talking about other things, politics, and what we can do to get involved. So Definitely will have you back on. I appreciate you. Again, shout out to your parents for instilling, that love, that wisdom, and that support. Even though they was, your father was a little bit in disagreement. And that's the thing, like, as parents, even though if we disagree, we should still be supportive. So I just need to give them a shout out. And I appreciate you. Good luck in all of your endeavors. Please keep me posted when more expansion, and particularly when your rebranding is done. You feel me?
Okay.
All righty. Have a good night.
Thank you
And
again
I
for having
appreciate
me.
you. All righty. Listen, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. This is what we're talking about. Lisha is an amazing soul. She's a cosmetologist. But for me, it's more, again, about having your own and then giving back to the community. And that's what she does. She shares her stories. She shares information. She includes the community in the work that she does, and she gives back. So for those of you who watch it and are inspired, reach out to her. If any of your children locally in Broward, are even interested in learning some stuff, I'm sure she's willing, because she wants to be a teacher, right? She's teaching already, has people that she's already training. So look for people like Lisha that are actually in their own businesses, doing their own thing, but also want to train and teach the younger generation. Those are the type of people that we need to be aligning with, because our next generation, they're not being taught a lot of things, right? I'm out here in the community with the youth. I see what's going on, and we have to start educating our youth. So again, shout out to Lisha, owner of Divine Rootz products at 4 locations. She's located in Hollywood, Florida. Just check her out, visit her social media, and support local businesses, right? Support her website, get her products. I'm about to go get that oil too, because I'm a little curious about the oil. My hair be getting a little dry sometimes, but definitely get into oil, and then I'll bring it on and I'll shot it out and let y'all know how it is. But again, work, dedication, commitment to your local community is what we need. We appreciate all of you. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. And in the words of my mother, when you do it with love, it will flourish. Peace, blessings, and ingratitude to all of you. And remember, support your local business.